you'll get a kick out of this morning's guest. Meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning with the Millen team of Wells Fargo Home Mortgage on 38th Avenue in the Bilo Shopping Center. We're focused on Global Soccer Ministries International, and we're visiting with Paul Banta. Good morning, Paul.
Hey, how are you doing? Good to see you again.
Thank you so much. You're the founder of Global Soccer Ministries International. Is that right?
When it works, I am.
I love it. I've heard that's a joke in and of itself. We were talking about some new jokes earlier this morning, but I think you said your wife wouldn't let you tell any.
Neither. My whole family wouldn't allow that, man. Not at all.
Big event tomorrow night, your third annual big fundraiser.
We're excited about it. We're very excited, and we have some great entertainment there. Our keynote speaker is going to be Fisher DeBerry. Fisher DeBerry is a legendary football coach. Many colleges and universities at the Air Force Academy, United States Air Force Academy. I spoke to him on the phone the other day. He's excited about being here and sharing his life story. And he's an exciting man. He's got his own ministry that he and his wife do in Colorado Springs, so we're excited about sharing that with us.
And he's a Palmetto State native.
Oh, yeah, sure. He's coached Wofford and some other places, and he's just a good man. Good man. We're excited to have him with us and join us, and we're one of the privileged group of people that have that happen.
Absolutely. So tomorrow night's event is not just for folks that are interested in soccer. It's obviously folks interested in many things more than that, and having a famous football coach is exciting.
Well, we felt Fisher he's a decent man, and we would probably draw people in more so than soccer. And so we decided to bring him in. And
there's a lot of interest in soccer on the Strand, though. A heck of a lot of soccer professionals outside of yourself. I mean, a lot of folks very interested in furthering the sport. Oh,
yeah. When I came here 23 years ago, there was just a handful of kids playing, and now there's hundreds and hundreds of kids playing, and it's exciting to see. The Hispanic group here is playing soccer a lot, and of course the university where I coached for years is still at it.
Sure.
And so in this area, it is a growing sport, and it won't stop.
No. Paul, real quick about yourself. Are you originally from the area?
No, not originally. When I first came down, it was like a country area here, and people asked me where I was from. I said, I'm a country boy. And fortunately, they never went beyond that and asked where I was from. But I'm from New York. And people think, there's nobody in New York that's country. But I was a country boy, and I worked on a farm.
Is that right?
Yeah, I hunted and I fished and trapped and had a great outdoor life. My father provided that for us, and so I grew up in upstate New York in a mountain range area.
Son of a gun. And you said 23 years here you've been down in the area. Was Coastal what brought you down?
Coastal is what brought me down. That's correct. I got a job being the assistant athletic director when Bobby Richards was the athletic director. He was the baseball coach and I was the soccer coach. We didn't have dorms then.
None at all?
No. We built a program. Well, baseball was pretty good, but the soccer program, there was nothing at all. In fact, there was about half a dozen flat soccer balls, and they didn't hold air too long, so we started a program and became quite successful, and the school was behind it, which they still are behind that program.
Oh, yeah.
And the players did it all.
That is wonderful. It's either people or players, and in that instance, they're both.
Players are people.
That's right.
And they can't win and be successful without being the right type of person. Yes. It's like anything in life, isn't it? If you're a bad person, you're not successful. If you're good, you'll be successful. I think that's what I believe in. Because good never hurts you, and you can always go forward with that. But being bad, we've all been bad at times, but
that's right. And it always hurts.
Always straightens you out eventually.
That's right.
For some strange reason, God tests us. But we're making some wrong choices, and which I've done in my life as well as most men.
Sure, all of us. That's right. Sure. Most men and women. That's
the reason why we're doing Global Soccer Ministries International. Get some better choices going in the future. Tomorrow
night's event benefits Global Soccer Ministries International indirectly or directly?
Directly.
Directly, okay.
Yeah, pretty much every dime we raise will cover going to children. International Soccer Outreach is our fundraising arm.
Okay.
And they're run by an organization called Coaching Charities.
Coaching Charities,
they run foundations to raise money for nonprofit organizations. So we decided to keep the name Global Soccer Ministries because we've been doing it for about 4 years now. And so they're really helping us try to do some fundraising to help basically poor kids that we work with in different countries we're at.
All over the world.
Well, right now we're in Eastern Europe, in Romania. We've been there for about 3.5 years. And then we're in Guatemala. We've been there for 2 years. We've been going back and forth to Jamaica for about 2 years. I've been doing coaching education. And we're about ready to start something quite large down there. And we've got some wonderful connections with local folks here. Doc Green and Jean Fortier, people that have gone and done mission work in Haiti, and we're about ready to move into Haiti. We're quite excited about that, with 5, 6 schools there.
Oh, that's fantastic,
and,
yes.
And we're doing some shipping of some gear over there in a few days, and we're quite happy with the potential there. We've got some great people that work.
Yes, so Guatemala, Romania, of course the U.S., and now the opportunity to move into Haiti with Jean Fourier and Jamaica, and Dr. Bill Green and the others.
Yeah, and possibly in the future we're working on a program here in the United States for the poor kids in soccer in the United States. That's futuristic, but we have a vision for that, and we'll just see if God wants us to do that. Hey, we'll just be the hands and feet.
Yes. 2 years ago, we were together promoting your first big event, of which tomorrow night is now the 3rd annual event, and will be going on, I assume, many, many years to come. Tomorrow night's venue is what?
And by the way, before I share that,
please.
You haven't aged a bit, man. That's great.
Paul, and you haven't either. That's right.
Well, I dye my hair now.
Yeah.
No, I don't dye my hair. Tomorrow night events, we're going to start off about 6 o'clock, and there'll be a silent auction, and there'll be an art show.
Right.
Lots of people in art are giving their art work, and quite happy about that. And then we have an event that we have a band there. We have a country and western singer who's a songwriter, a friend of mine. He's going to help us. Fisher DeBerry from the Air Force Base will be our keynote speaker, as we shared. And we have 2 or 3 other people saying a few words here and there that are in some of the countries that we're at. We're bringing our staff in from Guatemala. And
is that right, for tomorrow night's event?
Right.
That's fantastic.
We're excited about that.
Great.
And Nathan Hardiman and his wife will be with us. They're up here for 2 weeks. And we have a wonderful video to show people what we're actually doing, which goes for about 8 minutes. And basically, we're in some of these countries, we're working with adults and youth. But again, like I said before, with poor kids that have nothing. And we're really trying to help them out. And our work deals strictly with the holistic approach of the kid, and not just one aspect like soccer.
When you say that, you mean?
Well, we want to work with the whole child. I mean that word's out there today, and it's been out there for 15 years. And really, we're working with the physical part of them, the emotional, the spiritual, as well as teaching this game of soccer and using that as a tool. Because they're all passionate about the game. We have no idea what passion about sports are in this country. I mean, I hate to say that, but...
yeah, you better not say it again. No, that's right.
I know that, but I mean, we have no idea. We're getting there, but...
And why do U.S. citizens not have an idea about passion in sport? I mean, you just
well, it's
speak.
I personally feel that soccer's been a sport out there which has been out there for many, many years.
Right.
People live and die with the game. I mean, you don't die because your team lost the game. I mean, and talk about it for 2 weeks. You know, we leave it. We have other things to do in this country. Yes, we do have a passion for sports. I understand all that. I'm one of those people.
Sure.
But when we talk about changing the lifestyle of people, and it's a total conversation of their entire lifestyle, night and day, you know, it's quite interesting. On that note, we're working on a potential coffee house. My wife, I hope she doesn't hear this, but we're working on a potential coffee house in Guatemala. To actually use the passion of soccer, being taped in from live videos from all over the world, and showing that, and having people enjoy coffee there.
Exciting. To
train 6 or 8 people at one time to go into Islamic worlds, because in Islamic worlds they don't drink. And the men like to go out to coffee houses and have a little night out on their way back from work, and we're hoping to use that as a ministry tool.
Very interesting.
When we talk about the passion of the game, hey, they'll go from work to watch the game before they go home to their wife. Now, I don't think that's the right thing to do. That's not right, Joy. That's my wife.
That's Joy, your wife, yes.
But people are passionate about the game, and they just basically live and die for it.
That's fascinating. Paul, for a viewer who needs to get off to work now or get family off to school, what's the best phone number to call to find out a little more about tomorrow night's event? And, of course, we want to go over that location again, but the best phone number for someone to call?
Well, if you're out of state or not in the 843 area code, it's 843 235 3762.
Okay, 235-3762, and I think you and Matt talked about it being a $100 donation. The tickets are a $100 donation, and the opportunity to come and enjoy a tremendous meal. It's Hanser House, I believe, in the catering?
Yeah, we eat there at least once a week, my wife.
Is that right?
Yeah,
great.
Fantastic.
Is that in Paulie's?
Yes, it's in Paulie's. In fact, the guy used to play for me, so that's why we got him. He's a good cook, so we're really happy about
They're catering the buffet. I know you all have already sold a lot of tickets, more than 300. Yeah. Still have some room. If a couple of folks are interested, please pick up the phone.
Yeah, we'll call on the phone and we'll get you tickets and or reserve them at the door, and hey, you're in. You're going to have a good time.
For our viewers in the PD or southeastern North Carolina who'd like to have an opportunity to see Fisher DeBerry up close and personal, a guy with a tremendous track record like that, or yourself even, or some of the other folks in Guatemala that are coming up. If they're traveling down, if they called and are traveling down, willing to come down for tomorrow night's event at 6, where is it located and how easy is it to find?
It's not difficult. You get on to 17 and start heading south after Murrell's Inlet. And just keep going, and you're going to go through several traffic lights, but you'll come through a main traffic light in Pawleys Island. McDonald's is one of our supporters, so hey, McDonald's is on the right-hand side. Go down about another 200 yards on the left, you'll see a large church that sits back. There'll be a parking lot there. There's a small field. You can't miss it because there's soccer goals in the front. There's nothing to do with the events.
Right.
We put them there for the community to use.
I love it. I love it.
And so park your car and walk right through the front door.
It's Pawleys Island Community Church.
That's correct.
Okay. Real easy to find. What's on tap for tomorrow night's event? What are some of the things going on? Of course, Fisher DeBerry speaking, tremendous buffet, Hanser House.
Well, you're going to hear a guy that's a legend in the game of football, and that's American football.
Right. Not football.
Not football. No. See, and so that's one of the biggest things. I mean, here's a man that has a tremendous heart, raised by a single parent, knows what it is to struggle. And you're going to hear about his ministry. He doesn't want women to struggle anymore. We've got tons of single moms out there. I know I've coached a lot of guys with him. I was in a shantytown shack the other day in Guatemala, and it was 10 by 10, and there was a single mom there with 4 or 5 kids, and she was thanking me for the mere fact that we're taking her son, and having him involved in Global Soccer Ministries. I couldn't take it.
That's true.
I had to leave. I mean, her stove was on the dirt floor. Okay, there's 5 or 6 people in that little shack, and so, of course, he didn't live in a shack. But I mean, this is the problem we have in our society.
Right.
And where are the men? No offense, I was there sometimes. I was there and I wasn't there. So we've got to be there as men, and he's trying to help out those family situations. And he and his wife are great partners in doing that. So we're going to hear about that.
That's wonderful.
And he's going to challenge the people that come there. So we're excited about that.
That is tremendous. Well, knowing that Global Soccer Ministries International is just that, is international. If folks wanted to make a donation, they could target it to a certain area. If they wanted to say, I wanted to go to Guatemala or Romania or stay in the U.S., for instance. So,
sure. We have on our website, which is globalsoccerministries.org. I mean, you can go to the donation page, and we'll even take your house if you want to donate it.
Can I donate my house?
We'll be happy to
and
take
the mortgage? That's great.
No, not the mortgage part.
Oh, okay,
not the mortgage part.
Yeah.
Unless it's close to being paid up.
Unless it's from Wells Fargo home mortgage.
Well, as a punt for Wells Fargo, I just took a new mortgage out of my home with Wells Fargo.
Is that right? We'll tell Donna. Yeah, that's tremendous.
I know this is on the air, but they're great people. They really are.
Yeah,
and
they're
there, and they're going to donate a table, and they're going to be bringing people. And so
is that right?
Yeah, we're really thrilled about that, and So, and of course, one of those guys used to play soccer for me. You know, it's all soccer connected.
I love it. Golly.
So, yeah.
What's not soccer connected?
Well, I don't know. That's why we've got
a fancy jersey here on the and a soccer ball. What's the deal with this? You and Matt brought something in?
Yeah. Well, Matt encouraged me to do that. This is, of course, a Guatemalan national team shirt that you can go out and buy in a store. But we have a men's team down there. And the men's team's an outreach team, and I was down there coaching them for a while and coached them through a game. We're going to grow the program. Our vision for that is pretty much have a men's Division III team in about 2 or 3 years.
Great.
And those guys signed it. It's an autographed jersey from them. Some of these kids, I mean, they're real. Some of them are real poor, and some of them don't have a lot, and they're giving. When we bring groups down from the United States, they're giving of their time to help can do construction work and whatnot, and they're part of a team. We've been training them, and they really have a spiritual life to them now. I mean, there's one guy, they call him Bowinkle, you know. I still see antlers on his head when I think about him, you know. But he was a kid that should be dead. He's been shot twice, and he should be dead. But his life changed around because of our director down there, Nathan Hardiman. Introduced him to spiritual things, and now he's one of the leaders of this team.
That is tremendous.
Great guy. What an impact.
What an impact.
And we've become great friends, and I don't call him Bowinkle anymore. We call him Moose. It's more appropriate.
And easier to say.
Easier to say, yeah.
That's right. You don't get those antler images necessarily.
No, not at all. And we bring lots of footballs. We call them down there, but soccer balls. We bring them down, ship a lot down to the different places that we work, because like in Romania, a school may only get 2 soccer balls a year. And the last time I was over there, I gave them about 20, and they almost fell over dead.
I bet.
So,
wow.
I mean, they don't have much money in their budget in their school. So that ball's signed by the guys down in Guatemala, and so it'll be one of the items auctioned.
That's tremendous. We've also got this great-looking book here, which I guess I understand is just now out on the stands very recently.
Yeah.
I think we pulled off a little information at Amazon.com. I think Books A Million here locally has copies. And what about writing this book? How exciting. Can folks get signed copies tomorrow night at the event?
Possibly.
Right.
Possibly.
They'll have a chance to see these, of course, this jersey a live time.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of other things.
The book, Soccer with Passion and Purpose. Wow.
Well, I'm kind of a passionate guy. Even in my sleep, I can't believe it. But I believe that we've been created to be passionate about something. Some people 5 or 6 things, some people 1 thing. And I think you need to find out what your passion is. I'm passionate about soccer, and I'm not ashamed that I'm passionate about Jesus Christ. I wasn't all the time, but I put soccer ahead of him. Now I don't.
Right.
But, you know, we've been born here. We've been created for a purpose. And that purpose is specifically designed for. Some of us walk the path. Some of us can't get on it, you know. But the reality is that we have a path to walk. That's our purpose. My path is pretty much using the tool of soccer and the power of the cross. Remember we saw that picture a few years ago, the passion. And when I speak, hey, that's what we're all about. That guy really changes lives. And I'm passionate about soccer, and I'm passionate about Christ. And I believe I have a purpose. You know, I've been doing soccer since 10 years old, and that's been my purpose. I can't give it up, because my purpose is to use it as a tool now, just to help kids change their lives physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
And so, introduce them to Christ. That's wonderful.
Well, if we had that opportunity, fine. I used to get knocked over the head by people with it, you know, and I didn't really like that, you know. I mean, and so we don't use that method. We just get in there and pour our hearts in, and people ask us how we're different, and we just say, hey, different because we know Christ differently now. And I like to say it's Christianity outside the box.
I like that. Christianity outside the box.
Well, I used to teach coaching outside of the box, you know, not by the book. How do we actually win games creatively? And so how can we bring people to know Him creatively? Outside the box. Nobody's perfect. I'm not, you're not, and hey, we all mess up. And you know, we're supposed to come to Him as we are, not get our act cleaned up. It took me a long time to figure that out. So He wants us just like we are, and then He'll work on us.
That's great.
And that's what this book is kind of about. It has a few good soccer tips if you're a soccer coach out there. Best to call me, I'd rather give you better tips over the phone.
Over the phone, that's
right. But
right.
I'm not a writer. In fact, my wife got me through my master's degree, my bachelor's degree, and other hours I took because of her her ability to
Where did y'all
communicate.
meet, Paul?
Well, actually, we met in college, and quite a long time ago. We're 40 years this year married.
Congratulations! Wow.
Well, I'll give you her phone number. She really needs she stuck it out with me.
Yeah,
She's
that's right.
She's a great
That's right.
woman.
We'll see her tomorrow night.
Oh yeah,
great.
Yeah, she'll be there sitting at the table and working and doing some things. But I tried to write a book on soccer, seven chapters. Must have been more like I was 32, and had them all done. And I lost it. So I got so involved in it, I don't know where it went. So I always wanted to write a book, and so this started out as a sort of a coaching manual.
Right, sure.
Because I do, from what we understand, I do a Christian soccer coaching course, teaching how to use Scripture and love and prayer and stuff while players are playing and practices and whatnot, and to try to change people's lives without hitting them over the head with a goalpost type thing. And we were actually developing a coaching manual. All of a sudden, some book appeared. In fact, one day I went and sat down to write the last chapter, which is called Success to Significance. I mean, you've had a lot of success. We've had, Matt over here has had, and so we've just had a tremendous amount of success in our lives, but the question is, are we going to use that to be changing people's lives to be significant? Or are we just going to take the success and, pat ourselves in the back about it? And so I sat down, I couldn't figure out what to write, so I said, man, it's your book, I'd go for it. And they were only supposed to be 10 pages a chapter. 31 pages came out, and that was a mere miracle in itself.
Wow, wow.
So fortunately, we had some great editors, because again, I'm not a writer, and but it's scriptural based, and I give you good tips, straighten out your life.
That's great. Coaching Soccer with Passion and Purpose. Folks can pick it up or go online to get copies of it. Or, of course, if they came out tomorrow night, have a chance to meet you live time. The phone number again, 235-3762.
Correct.
235-3762. When you think about we've just got a couple of minutes, Paul, and of course the organization over the last year, even the last couple of years, you all have been ramping up fast and a lot going on.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, you don't take a break. About 3 years ago, I told the Lord, I said, hey man, I'm not the guy. You got the wrong guy. About 6 months later, he said, I got the right guy. But you're not taking one step at a time. And I think that in anything that we do in life, that we just take a step at a time, do it well, and get it done, and then take more steps. And what happens is that we're getting bigger steps. If I told you that we're building 3 years ago, 2 years ago, we were building a soccer stadium in Guatemala, I couldn't have told you that. We're doing it.
Oh, wow, great.
Well, we had the University of Georgia students at Athens come down, and they happened to bring 9 grand with them. We almost fell over dead. And the concrete is being poured today. We've got 30 meters of 10 rows of stadium, and we expect to build 3,000 seats.
Oh, come on.
Where you want to go?
There we go. You got the joke out. In Guatemala.
That's right. And we hope to have about 4 years, 6,000 seats. And right in the community, that's gang warfare, everything. This summer we did a camp, and we were stoned. The kids were stoned down there. I wasn't there, but our staff were stoned, and they just gathered around, 80-some-odd kids, hold hands, prayed, and the stones stopped. Those kids are helping us build the stadium through the stones. So things are changing.
Through the stones?
Yeah.
Oh, great,
I met a couple of them the other day.
I
didn't talk about the stones. I didn't need to.
Right. They knew. That's great. That is tremendous.
And some of them are helping build it.
Some of the Guatemala team, you said, will be with you all tomorrow night.
That's correct. Nathan and Claudia Hardiman.
Okay. We'll be on site, the 235-3762. And again, the opportunity to get a tremendous buffet, to hear Fisher DeBerry, and of course to see you, Matt Holland, your event director, executive director here. A lot going on with y'all. If someone hadn't heard about Global Soccer Ministries and have the opportunity to hear about it for the first time, either right now or tomorrow night, what are they going to get a sense of that y'all are doing every day? Well,
they're going to get about the fact that we're passionate about what we do, and we're hardworking and we're honest, and we're really dealing with kids' lives. We've got a videotape that we're going to show that's going to show you the need of what we're doing in these countries and what we're doing about it. Hey, everybody has a need. These kids have a need for clothing, living. I mean, I could tell you stories where kids have been in the streets of Guatemala and sniffing glue, and the bottom line is that they're taken out behind a building by the police and shot because they can't live anymore. And we're going to try to stop some of that, and we're doing a small part, but we're going to use this passionate game to try to change it. Anywhere I go, anytime I go, anywhere in these countries and bring out a ball, I get 50, 60 kids around me immediately. I'm an old guy. Just because that ball is there, and they don't have one. So that ball that you see right there are changing kids' lives just for the mere fact that it exists on a field, a brand new ball, and we use that as a tool to change their lives and let God do the rest of it.
That's great. Those are good words. Paul, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
It's a pleasure. I mean, I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Glad to have you in. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Paul Banta coming up next. How often do you get an author that takes off a little bit from even a title, his own book, Coaching Soccer with Passion and Purpose? Coaching Soccer with Passion and Purpose. Think of that. And he said there's not a lot of coaching tips in there, but the opportunity to be a part of making a difference. Think about tomorrow night's event. Think about tomorrow night's event. Take the time to write this number down, 235-3762, 235-3762, or you can even go online, globalsoccerministries.org, globalsoccerministries.org. You can buy tickets up until sometime late tonight. You can go online and buy tickets online, or you can pick up the phone and dial that number. You heard him use those great words, Christianity outside the box. Isn't that cool? Christianity outside the box. You can hear more about that concept, learn more about the book, and also the experiences of here in Fisher DeBerry tomorrow night. The tickets are a $100 donation for International Soccer Outreach, which is really the arm there for Global Soccer Ministries International. You can be a part of tomorrow night's event. You can also hear Paul and have the opportunity to spend some time with him one-on-one to hear about 1952 and 1965 and 1983. Ask him about those 3 years, 65, 52, and 83. Take the time to get out there tomorrow night, 235-3762.